Okay, so have you ever, watched a horror movie and thought, man, I would be terrible at surviving that?
Well, I think we've all been there.
Right. Especially with A Quiet Place. I mean, just the thought of, every little sound being a death sentence. It's intense.
It really makes you appreciate the power of silence, doesn't it?
Totally. And guess what? There's a new video game out and now that throws you right into that silent, terrifying world.
Oh, really? Based on the movie?
Yep. A Quiet Place, The Road Ahead. It's a single-player experience, so it's all you making those life or death decisions.
Okay, so for someone who admittedly might not last long in a world full of sound-hunting creatures, what am I getting myself into?
So the game is set 100 days after the events of the movies. You're playing as this new character, Alex Taylor. And let me tell you, things are rough. The world is a mess, and survival is the only thing on the menu.
Sounds bleak, but kind of in a good way, for a game.
Oh, it's intense. And the way they use sound in the game,
Yeah.
genius. You've got your flashlight, obviously, but then there's this thing called a phonometer.
Phonometer, what's that?
It's like this device that lets you visualize sound waves, kind of like a radar for noise. Every step you take, every item you pick up, you see those ripples on the phonometer, and it shows you just how far that sound is traveling.
Whoa, so it's like a constant reminder that you're making noise even when you think you're being quiet.
Exactly. You could be hiding, thinking you're safe, but then you bump into something and bam, those ripples go crazy and you're like, well, there goes my stealth.
So it's all about strategy then.
Oh, totally. You have to be so strategic about every move.
How?
Even using your flashlight is a risk, right? Because it could attract those creatures.
Makes you think differently about light, huh? Not just as a source of comfort, but as a potential danger.
And it just makes the whole experience so much more immersive. I was reading that the developers really wanted to capture that same feeling of tension and vulnerability from the movies.
Well, I have to say, they've definitely picked the right concept for that. The idea that silence is your greatest weapon. It's chilling.
It's out now too, A Quiet Place. The Road Ahead dropped today, October 17th, and it's available on PS5, Xbox Series, and PC.
Well, I know what I'm doing this weekend. Although I do wonder, how do the creators actually make you feel that silence, Not just hear the absence of sound, but really experience it as this heavy, almost oppressive presence?
That's a great question, and I guess the only way to find out is to play it for yourself.
Guess so.
So to all our listeners out there, if you're brave enough to venture into A Quiet Place, let us know what you think. We'd love to hear your thoughts on how the game captures the essence of silence as survival.
And how long you survive.
Yeah, let us know if you survived longer than we would.